Hi everybody. Today I have got the question paper of 2020 physics. Okay, today we shall be solving those questions related to the chapters so far we have studied, that is first and second chapter according to NCERT. So this is the paper which I have got for you, and the very first question, that is an MCQ. It talks about, this is the question number 4th, I have got the set number 3rd. Question number 4th is, the electric flux through a closed Gaussian surface depends upon. Okay. Question number 4th, it talks about the electric flux through a closed Gaussian surface depends upon, number 1, option number 1, net charge enclosed and the permittivity of the medium. Number 2, net charge enclosed, permittivity of the medium and the size of the Gaussian surface. Please listen carefully the options. Third is net charge enclosed only, and the fourth is permittivity of the medium only. So these are the 4 options. Okay, so the flux is given by the total charge enclosed over the epsilon naught. Now this is what the charge, and this is called permittivity of the medium, and this epsilon naught denotes that the medium or the charge, whatever be the shape of the Gaussian surface, say this is the surface shape of the Gaussian surface and a charge q is placed inside this, and if it is vacuum, then its permittivity will be given by epsilon naught, and if it is some other medium, its permittivity will be given by epsilon. So for this case, we will have the phi is equal to the charge enclosed over epsilon, and for this case we have the phi is equal to charge upon epsilon 0. So according to the question, the option first is correct. Option first is the net charge enclosed and the permittivity of the medium. Either it is any other medium or the medium is if vacuum. So option number first is correct. Okay. Now the next question is again of 1 mark question, that is question number 12. So listen carefully the question. A point charge is placed at the center of a hollow conducting sphere of radius r. We have, this is a sphere of radius small r, and a charge is placed at the center, and the outer radius 2r. This is a hollow sphere, so this is the inner radius and that is the outer radius, and say this is 2r. Clear? A charge is placed at the center of a hollow spherical shell or sphere of inner radius r, and its outer radius is 2r. Okay, now the ratio of the surface charge density of inner surface to that of the outer surface. The ratio of the surface charge density of the inner surface to that of outer surface. So charge density, surface charge density, that is sigma. Okay, the sigma first, the ratio is to be the inner surface, and is sigma inner over sigma outer. This is to be found. The sigma is, how do we calculate sigma? And sigma is given by the total charge upon surface area, that is surface area. Okay, now just using this formula, go to the solution, and the solution is like this. Now listen, this charge encloses how much of charge? Only q. So first let's discuss about the inner surface density, that is charge upon, what will be the surface area of the inner part? 4 pi r square. This is the inner surface charge density over outer surface encloses how much of charge? That is again Q. So again the charge and 4 pi and radius is 2r square. Okay, so this is the outer surface charge density, charge enclosed by the body and its surface area. So this Q cancel, 4 pi cancels, we are simply left with how much? 1 upon r square upon 1 upon 2 r square, and that equals to 1 upon r square into, and this goes up, that is 4 r square, and this r square cancels out, and we get 4 over 1, or the answer is 4:1. So the sigma I over sigma out is 4:1. And this is the solution of the question number 12 of set number 3. Okay, you must be getting this, because I have to be a little bit faster because I have to cover so many questions. Now the next question related to the first two chapter is question number 26, and this question is of 2 marks. Okay, and this question has an option as well. You must be saying this question number, this is first part, and that is the optional part. The first part we have done very smoothly and very easily, and you know this is very easy. Well, listen, the question is, derive an expression for the torque acting on an electric dipole when it is held in an uniform electric field. We have done it. Tau is equal to P cross E. Identify the orientation of the dipole in the electric field in which it attain a stable equilibrium. These are the special cases. Always remember, the question paper always discusses or asks you about the cases, which parts generally the students leave about, because they only focus on the derivation part. So that part is 1.5 mark, and the case part is only half mark. So I will not be doing the derivation, because you know the tau is given by P cross E in vector form, or the tau is equal to Pe sine theta. This is what we have to derive. This is the electric field, and this is the dipole placed at angle theta, that is plus Q, that is minus Q. Rest you know, this distance is twice A, and rest you know what to do, that is either of the force and multiply that of the perpendicular distance between the two forces. So this is the, now about the case. Identify the orientation of the dipole in the electric field in which it is in stable equilibrium. So what do you mean by stable equilibrium? Where the potential energy is taken to be minimum. So for stable orientation, theta is 0. In that case, tau is equal to P E sine 0 or equals to 0. It means in a stable condition, or when the dipole is parallel to, this is dipole moment and this is my electric field. This is simply the notation of the dipole shown by the arrow, and this is the direction of the electric field, and both are parallel. Then this condition is for stable orientation. Okay. The OR part, that is optional part of question number 26, is obtain an expression for the energy stored in a capacitor. Okay, we shall do this afterward because we have not studied about capacitor so far. So going ahead, I have one more, that is big question. I already had discussed about this. That is question number 36. Okay, this question has some kind of contradiction, you can say, because I'll tell you in the class what happened to this question. Okay, before that, question number 36 is a 5 marks question, and it has, you know, that is the optional part, internal choice. First, question number 36, first part. Write 2 important characteristics of the equipotential surfaces. Do you know what are the equipotential surfaces? The surface where the potential at every point is 0. This is first property. And what is the second property? If you move any charge on the potential equipotential surface, no work has to be done. That is the condition. But the second property is that no two equipotential surface intersect each other. First property. Second property, the equipotential surfaces are closer, where the electric field is very high, and surfaces are farther apart where the field is very low. So you have 3-4 properties which I have discussed earlier. And the next part, this part was only of 2 marks, remember. The second part is 36, first part and its second part. A thin circular ring of radius r is charged uniformly so that its linear charge density is lambda. Derive an expression for the electric field at a point P at distance x from it along the axis of the ring, and hence prove that the ring behaves like a point charge for a large distance. But this is I have uploaded already this video, and this was very important related to the derivation part. This case we have already done because that is a charged ring, and we have to find electric field at the point, that is P, lying at the axis, and this is say the radius A, and say this is distance r. So we had derived the expression, and you must be remembering that the electric field is like somewhat 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q, total charge, that is r square plus a square to the power 3 by 2, and there are some quantity like r. So this is a kind of expression you have to derive, because we have already done, so no need to derive right now. I am only discussing about the paper, what is the nature of the questions. The problem is generally the students face, that is language. Most of the even good students sometimes get deviated or get depressed by the language of the question, but you must be focusing on the language of the question, because sometimes it happens that you know the topic, you have done it so many times, but you don't get the language of the question at the time of examination. At that time you get so many kind of palpitations. Okay, so don't go for that. Okay, now the 36th question is being discussed. It has first 2 parts and its optional part. Now again, this is very easy and very certain question that generally board asks you. Its first part is question number 36, optional part, first part. State Gauss law of electrostatics. Very simple. Gauss law of electrostatics, this total flux is equal to charge enclosed by the surface multiplied by 1 upon epsilon naught times of the total charge enclosed. Okay, this is Gauss law. And derive an expression for the electric field due to a long straight thin uniformly charged wire of linear charge density lambda at a point lying at a distance r from the wire. This is what? This is a line charge, and this is being charged uniformly, and we have to find an electric field at point r by assuming a Gaussian surface of what type? Cylindrical type. And we had 3 surfaces, top, bottom and the curved surface, and we did what we must have done, and finally the electric field was somewhat like this, lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught r. So electric field varies as 1 upon r. This is the question I had already asked you in the test as well. So this is a 5 marks question so far, and its second part is very important. Second part is numerical part, and this is where most of the students got, I can say, deflected. And say this is very important. The magnitude of electric field in a region changes or varies with distance r as, that is, electric field is equal to 10r plus 5 Newton per Coulomb. This is the electric field in a particular region which varies as a function of distance. Okay. By how much does the electric potential increases in moving from a point at r equals to 1 to r equals to 10 meter? Now please listen the question carefully. The magnitude of electric field is given by this. By how much does the electric potential increases in moving from r equal to 1 to r equal to 10? Okay, this is very seeming to be tougher, but very small or very simple formula for it. That is, we had studied E equal to minus dV upon dr. So we have to find the total change in potential. It means dV is equal to minus E dr and V equals to integration E dr. This will be the format of the solution. Now we shall simply put the values of electric field and then its limit and then go ahead, nothing else, because so many students could not solve this question in the board examination. This year we have been watching in the solution. So now limit is from r equals to 1 and to r equals to 10. Now expanding, electric field is 10r plus 5 minus 1 to 10 and dr. Now integration this quantity, that is by part 10r. Let's get it by part, minus 10r dr plus 5 or dr integration. Okay, this is limit is 0 1 to 10, 1 to 10. Now you can solve this because you know this simply r, so its value is 10 into r square upon 2. This is the integration of first part, and limit is 0 to 1 plus 5, integration of dr is r, limit is 0 to 1 to 10, and this whole quantity has minus sign outside. Now put the values. Sorry, this is 1. So how much this is? 10. Put the maximum value, that is 10 into 10 upon 10, 2 plus 5 into let's do it by part. No, minus 10 into 1 into 1, that is 1 square upon 2, then plus 5, 10 minus 1. This is the solution. It's it depends on your choice ki how you do this solution. So this is 500 minus, how much is 500 minus 5 plus, that is 9 5s are 45, and there will be minus at the outside, that is minus 495, or simply what we get, that is 540. Yeah. So this is the answer, and its unit will be what? Volt. I have told you the method. You have to do the solution according to your choice. The answer is minus 540. This is the electric field, and this is the question where most of the students, especially bio students, please focus on this. This is going to be a bit careful for you. So here is what we are simply ending with, because so far we have been studying only 2 chapters. So this is where I am concluding my today's lecture, and see the solution. Okay, thank you so much.